Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking past the simple 2-0 scoreline between UNC Charlotte and Temple University. We're really digging into how that result happened.
Exactly. We've looked at the analysis, and the plan today is to focus on strategy, the players who really drove that strategy, and those key moments that decided things. We want to give you those essential nuggets.
The why behind the win.
Precisely. The mechanism behind the score.
Okay, let's get into it. Charlotte, well, they clearly came in wanting control. The sources talk a lot about them dominating possession, especially, in the middle of the park, and jumping on any mistake with really quick transitions. But one phrase kept coming up, crashing the net. What does that really mean tactically?
Yeah, crashing the net here sounds almost physical, but it's more about philosophy. It means Charlotte wasn't just looking for one perfect shot. They planned for the messiness, for rebounds, for second chances.
Ah, okay, so anticipating the chaos.
Exactly. Winning the second ball, the third ball. Their overall approach was quite dynamic. They built play patiently from their defenders, used quick runs to stretch Temple vertically, and, this is key, they constantly tried to get the ball wide, use the wings.
Right, stretch that defense. That sounds relentless. And tiring for Temple.
Definitely.
Who was the player really making that happen? The engine room, so to speak.
Well, the name that comes up again and again is Grace Keely. Described as a workhorse, sure, but more like the connective tissue.
Connective tissue, I like that.
Yeah, she wasn't always the one taking the shot, but she was always involved. Linking defense to midfield, midfield to the forwards, basically setting the tempo.
Okay, so Keely's controlling the flow, but you need finishers who put the ball in the net.
Two different kinds of players, really. Rory Brown got the first goal. She seemed like a controlled, smart presence, good in attack, but also helped defensively. Composure. Then you had Megan Bradley, senior player, really aggressive down that right wing. She got the second goal. Seemed like a constant headache for Temple's left side.
Let's zoom in on that first goal. 3rd minute scoring that early changes everything.
Oh, absolutely. Sets the tone immediately.
The sources say it came from a short corner. Explain that for us. Why do a short corner instead of just whipping it into the box?
Good question. A standard corner, everyone knows what's coming. Tack the box, keeper comes out, it's predictable. A short corner, though, it's designed to disrupt that setup, pull defenders out of position.
How so?
Charlotte played a quick little pass near the flag. That simple action forces the nearest Temple defenders to react, to step towards the ball. And that movement, even if it's small, creates little pockets of space closer to the goal.
Okay, so they sacrifice maybe the aerial threat for a bit more space on the ground.
Exactly right. And the cross that came in after wasn't, perfect. Temple got a block on it initially, but they couldn't clear it properly. And that's where crashing the net pays off.
The second ball.
The second ball. Rory Brown was right there, pounced on the loose ball inside the 6-yard box. It wasn't like a spectacular goal, but it showed that pressure, that opportunism right from the start, winning the scrap.
Okay, so Charlotte scores early, keeps up this pressure, but the final score is only 2-0. That tells me Temple put up a real fight defensively.
They absolutely did. Their whole game plan seemed to center on defensive resilience, soak up the pressure, hope for a chance on the counterattack.
Was that the plan from the start or just how it played out because Charlotte was so dominant?
That's the key question, isn't it? The analysis suggests their strength was in set pieces, they were good at drawing fouls and getting free kicks in dangerous areas. But, the fact it stayed 2-0 suggests that resilience was maybe forced upon them. They struggled to create chances themselves from open play.
Right.
Couldn't keep the ball long enough to let their defense catch a breath, really.
Sounds exhausting, just reacting all the time.
Yeah.
Who are the key players holding the fort for Temple?
Number one, without doubt, was the goalkeeper, Tamsen Binu. The reports call her dominant, a great communicator, made some huge saves.
Yeah.
In front of her, Bitterwolf in midfield, sounds like a really tenacious player, breaking up Charlotte's passing moves, and Madison Abion at left back was solid defensively, but because Temple couldn't get out, her ability to attack was kind of nullified.
Let's talk more about Binu, the keeper, because it sounds like she kept this from being a blowout.
Definitely.
There was that moment, minute 25, Annabelle Walker unleashes a shot.
Yeah.
What did Binu do that was so good, technically?
Yeah, this was textbook stuff. Walker's shot was powerful, apparently, but Binu didn't just react. She tracked it perfectly, stayed balanced, and made a clean, full-stretch dive to her right. But here's the tactical nugget. She didn't just push it away, she secured it, caught it cleanly.
Why is catching it so much better than just say palming it wide for a corner.
Big difference. If you parry it, especially back into the middle, you risk it falling right to one of those Charlotte players crashing the net, remember?
Ah, right. Creates another dangerous moment.
Exactly. By catching it clean, Binu just ended the threat completely. Dead ball, allowed her defense to reset, a crucial moment. She was buying them time, essentially. But the sources are pretty clear. Temple needed to use that time better. They needed to find ways to get the ball to their quick forward Campbell. Better service was missing.
Okay, let's look at some specific moments where these strategies really clashed. Charlotte's persistence against Temple's resilience. Minute 10. Charlotte's already 1-0 up. What happened here that shows their mindset?
This was just pure, sustained pressure. Charlotte won the ball back high up the field and just wouldn't let Temple out. Temple blocked a couple of shots but couldn't clear their lines effectively. Charlotte won the ball back immediately. Second ball, third ball. It created this chaotic scramble in the box. Reese Black eventually got a shot off, which was saved.
So not a goal, but...
But the intent was clear. The analysis highlighted it. Charlotte was basically saying, you are not getting out of your own end easily. Total enforcement of their game plan.
Okay, so minute 10 is about that relentless pressure. But minute 38 sounds different, more about clever attacking play, recycling an attack.
Yeah, this showed more intelligence, coordination. They actually used something called the third man run.
Okay, break that down for the listeners. What's a third man run? How is it different from just a normal run forward?
Right. A normal run is usually pretty direct. Player runs, gets the ball. A third man run is more indirect, almost like a decoy play. Think of it in steps. Player A passes to player B. That pass draws a defender towards player B.
Okay.
The key is player C, who wasn't involved initially. They see the space opening up because the defender moved, and they make a run without the ball into that space, usually a diagonal run into the box.
Ah, so they exploit the movement created by the first pass.
Precisely. In this case, Charlotte won the ball back after a clearance, played a sharp pass to player B, who drew the defender, and then a quick through ball found that third runner near the goal line. That runner then laid the ball back simply for Evie Craven, who was arriving late, to hit it first time. It's clever because the defense is often tracking the ball, not the late runner.
Shows real understanding between the players.
Definitely. Coordinated intelligence.
Now, minute 41, another set piece, a corner. But this one highlights the physical toll on Temple's defense.
Yeah, this was a big moment. Charlotte put in a good corner, aimed towards the back post. Their captain, Amelia Brown, got up well and powered a header towards goal. Point-blank range. Binu, the Temple keeper again, made an incredible save. Full stretch, diving, pushed it wide, just pure reaction and athleticism.
Wow.
But the key point from the analysis, she got injured making that save. Landed awkwardly, maybe strained something from the full extension. It just underlines the cost of that constant defensive pressure. The keeper is literally putting their body on the line again and again. It takes a toll.
A high price for resilience.
For sure.
And finally, let's look at the other side of Charlotte's aggression. Minute 48, a yellow card.
Right. This came after a long goal kick. Players challenged for the ball in the air, a typical 50-50. Charlotte's Penelope Rich came in late, trying to win the second ball, the ball dropping down, and made a reckless challenge. Straight yellow card.
So the downside of being hyper-focused on winning those messy balls.
Exactly. When your strategy relies on winning those chaotic moments, those second balls, you run a higher risk of mistiming tackles, committing fouls, and that yellow card changes things. Rich has to be more careful for the rest of the match, maybe pulls out of a challenge or two. It slightly dials back that relentless pressure. It's the trade-off. Hashtag outro. So, if you pull it all together, look at the big picture. Charlotte's win really came down to their ability to capitalize on those messy moments. Goal 1 from a corner scramble, goal 2 likely from a quick transition. Their pressure created or amplified those opportunities.
Well,
Temple showed incredible resilience, especially Binu in goal. Just some fantastic individual efforts defensively, but ultimately relying on stopping goals rather than creating them consistently. Well, it wasn't sustainable for the full 90 minutes.
So for you listening, the takeaway here is maybe to watch what happens after the first action. That second ball, the clearance that isn't quite clean, the rebound, that's where you often see a team's strategy either working or falling apart.
Yeah, and we talked about Temple needing better service to their forward Campbell to actually launch those counterattacks effectively.
Which leads us to that final thought to chew on.
Right. If Charlotte's game is built on pressing high and winning transitions, and Temple is set up to absorb and counter, what if Temple had made just one key adjustment? Finding a way to consistently deliver quality service straight to Campbell's feet, bypassing that chaotic midfield battle altogether? Could that single change have flipped the whole dynamic of the game?
Something to think about next time you're watching a match. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Catch you next time.